men's number 1, Tosh Sherkat from Canada.
Tosh Sherkat has come out. Ladies and finished,
We are officially done with the female climbers. It's now all boys across all 5 problems. We've only got 3 more climbers to come out. So we're in the home stretch. Thanks for sticking around and hanging out with us here in Montreal. We're at Horizon Rock, the west end of Montreal, just around the corner from the Olympic Park. Back in '76, Canada hosted their first and only Summer Olympics here in Montreal. One of the more beautiful Olympic stadiums. If you ever get a chance to come here, make sure you go up the observation tower. If you haven't seen it before, it's a great incline tower that hovers above the stadium. And of course, you can get a great view of the entire city and Mount Royal and the river and the mountains on the south and the north shore. And after a day of sightseeing, hop on over here to Horizon Rock, get in some climbing, whether it's on this brand new boulder. They're very impressive lead walls, or this brand new speed wall, the first regulation 15-meter speed wall in eastern Canada. Finally, our kids have a place to train without crossing the border. And maybe we'll even see some kids down from the States come on up to use this excellent facility for their training for future events. We're really glad to have it in Montreal, and we can't thank Horizon Rock and Accès Escalade Montreal for putting it all together and investing in these walls and this event. Maxime Boisvert just missing out on the side pole crimp. On men's number 4. Andreas on his last climb on men's number 5, having the brushers do some work on there, hopefully help him out a little bit. Tosh Sherkat with 2 minutes and 1 second left, trying to finish up men's number 1. He's got one hand on it, trying to drop a knee, see how he can get stable. Decides against it, goes for pure hand strength and locks down the top for Tosh. Jose Emilio of Mexico on men's number 3, sussing out the problem from the ground. Juan Sebastian of Colombia on men's number 2, getting real close to the finish, but just not stable enough in those final crimps. That's 1 minute left for our climbers. Juan Sebastian on M2 with 14 seconds left, getting real close, but again, just can't stick that second crimp to set him up for the finish. But of course, he's still got 3 problems left. No rush. That's the 5-second countdown. Andreas will be done. Excellent work from him today. We bring out a new climber, Alejandro Fernandez Urbano from Colombia, Now on M1.
From Colombia, Benjamin Vargas.
Canadian Lucas Uchida on his last problem over on men's number 5. He's had a good round today. We'll see if he can lock up his score with one final top.
Junior results are posted. Les résultats femmes juniors sont postés en avant de la boxe.
We've got our official results from the junior boulder are now posted. Now, just for the women so far. Of course, the men are still climbing. Lucas Uchida looks like he's about to lock down this top. Excellent work from Lucas. Got to be happy finishing the round like that. And great work on men's number 2 as well. Benjamin Vargas got to be happy. For the junior women, we're taking 12 girls into semifinals tomorrow. Oh boy. The top 6 are all Americans. There are in total 7 Americans going into semifinals, 3 Canadians, 1 Argentinian, and 1 Mexican. All these results should be available at ifsc-climbing.org. Under the competition tab, hit calendar, scroll down till you find Pan American Youth Championships. You can see what's going on. But it looks like Claire Burfind topped the scoreboard, followed by teammates Maya Madere and Margot Hayes. Excellent work from all of the ladies. Again, some good representation from across the continents going into semifinals for the junior girls. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds left for our boys here. Felipe looking good on men's 3, but can't quite keep it together to get that heel up. 57 seconds left. .15 seconds left. Alejandro on problem number 1. Unfortunately hasn't seen too much success on this first problem. 4 more to go, so it shouldn't deter him. We will be welcoming a new climber onto men's number 1. It's going to be Timothy Kang from the United States.
All right,
Maxime Boisvert on the problem number 5, his final problem today. Maxime gets through the easier section of men's 5 pretty quickly. And it looks like he's going to use his stretch to lock down the top on his flash attempt. Excellent work, Max. And Tim Kang from the United States secures a top on men's 1 on his second attempt. And we have 3 minutes and 6 seconds left on the clock. Josh Shurkat working hard on men's number 2. Trying to just get out of that start position. Jose on problem number 4, trying to see if he can make a mark as we get down to the last little bit of time tonight. And Tosh over back on M2, getting high, real close. One hand's not enough, you got to get both, and this problem has been spitting people off for this, but it's not going to stop Tosh. Excellent top on problem number 2. Tosh, the second last Canadian. We're going to have one more coming out next in 2 minutes and 6 seconds. That's how much time these climbers have left. So right now on the walls, on problem number 4, we're down to Jose. And on problem 3, we've got Juan.
Venga, venga, venga.
Juan trying to work his way out of the start position, which of course can really toss you around. The feet don't give you a lot of guidance. You're just still really trying to create a lot of compression, especially on the foot, on the volume, and of course your hands aren't giving you much either. There's one little flat screw on in the left hand, and the ridge of the volume in the other. Emilio doing all right. He's now at the part that knocks so many people off. Let's see if he can hit this side pull crimp or not. Gets his fingers behind it, but just not enough to hold the swing. With 29 seconds left, he decides it's not going to be worth it. But Juan is hopping back on men's number 3. And with 18 seconds left, it looks like he might hop back on. No, it looks like he'll call it. And we're about to introduce our final competitor of the evening, of the day, our last competitor for bouldering from Canada, Mr. Dylan Safari. This is the last full wall we're going to see today. After this, we're all going to take a long break. We're going to get dinner. We're going to get a good sleep. all of us volunteers and as well as the athletes. And then we're back tomorrow for semifinals. Each category has a different quota, so some categories you may see more competitors tomorrow than others. That's just the nature of the sport. But we're going to be seeing all of our semifinalists tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock with our B athletes, who were incredible to watch in the morning. If you got a chance, I hope you check it out. At 3 o'clock, we'll fire the stream back up after an athlete workshop. So at 3 o'clock, we'll start the semifinals for the juniors and the A's. And then finals are on Wednesday, starting at noon and running through in multiple sections ultimately until about 8:30, 9 o'clock. After that, of course, we're still not done. We've got a full day of speed climbing, which if you haven't watched before, you really should give it a try, especially now as it's part of the Olympic format. It's probably going to be around for a while, so get used to it. If you've seen it, it is, of course, super exciting. It's great to be able to pick a favorite and cheer them on through the bracket. Head-to-head competition is something you don't get a lot of in climbing, so it's a nice change. I hope you guys will tune in on Thursday for the speed climbing. On Friday, we do all of our qualifications for the difficulty segment of the comp. We'll have the semifinals on Saturday morning and the finals later that night on Saturday. And then Sunday is the big day where we're deciding who's going to be going to the Youth Olympics representing North or South America. So on Sunday, we're doing the combined format starting around 10:30. So make sure on Sunday, I know you're not doing anything, check it out. Get back on the live stream. I think they may have some new commentators coming in for that. I'm just here for the bouldering. But it sounds like they'll have a full broadcast crew for that part of the competition. So make sure you get a chance to watch on Sunday. If you're working at a gym, throw it up on the TV behind the desk or something. It's the first time the combined format has been held here in the Americas. So make sure you're watching. Let's see how it works, and let's see if we can do it better in the future and see how it's going to go at the Olympics. We got 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. Dylan Safri on problem number 1. Alejandro on problem 2. Benjamin on 3. Felipe on 4. And Julian on problem number 5, his last problem of the day. Getting up into the steep slab. Gets a little bit shaky. Team Canada cheering Dylan on problem number 1, trying to get him up to the top of that thing, but it's a toughie. It's very tiny holds, and it's been chalked up all day. And now Dylan's got to conquer it. The 1 minute and 29 seconds. Let's see if he can lock down a top. Dylan mounting one with a lot of tension in the arms. Reaching up to the 4th last hold. At this point, trying to just stay stable to do a right-hand throw up to a tiny 2-finger crimp, which he catches. Adjusting his balance, getting his right foot up to support, so he can get his left foot up to the start left-hand hold. Reaches up to the 2nd last hold, locking in that crimp. And now it's all about keeping the balance, which he does by maintaining the foot and not going too fast to the finish, which he's tempted into and unfortunately pops off. He has 50 seconds left. Felipe of Brazil is about to score top on men's number 4 in an interesting layback position we haven't seen all day, but it counts. Great job to him. Another top for the Brazilian. And Ben on problem number 3 gets 1 hand and 2 hands on the finish, but he's flying by the time he gets there. No control. And with 23 seconds left, no top on men's 3. As you may have heard, MC Pete Woods just declared we're done with problem 1. We are down to only a handful of climbers left, so it's down to problems 2 to 5, so you guys can see all the action on the stream. We've got Timothy Kang from the United States on problem 2. Tosh Shurkat of Canada on problem number 3. Juan Mendoza Riano of Colombia on problem 4. And Jose Emilio Venegas Medina on his last problem of the day, problem number 5.
Vamos, Juan.
Juan looking good on men's 4, but again, missing that right-hand crimp. Maybe the theme of today is a lot of unbalanced moves with big consequences, especially on that problem. Tim Kang looking good, hanging off bonus, resting, chalking up on men's 2. Tosh in a bit more of a struggle. It's a terrible bonus on men's 3 that he's laying back on. Arm starts shaking as he tries to get the heel up. Doesn't make it happen, but still 3 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. Jose on problem 5, looking pretty steady with his feet up on the volume. But of course, he's going to have to abandon that safety of the volume and get up into the deep crimps and see if he can keep his composure as his feet get onto those tiny little footholds. We got 2 minutes and 58 seconds on the clock.
Venga, video. Tosh, what do you got left? Just not enough. Emilio, Vinny, Juan Sebastian, Vinny.
That's time for our boys. On the very last problem right now, we've got Felipe from Brazil. On problem 4 is Benjamin Vargas. On problem 3 is Alejandro Fernando Urbano. And on problem number 2 is homeboy Dylan Safari.
Venga, Piton. Yes. I'm sitting with your friends. You're in trouble now. Dylan's over there on number 2. Alejandro on 3. Pitan on number 4. Felipe down there on number 5.
And Felipe, who's had success on a couple problems already today, making Brazil proud. See if he can add one more to that list.
Vamos.
Well, Ben Vargas looking good, but again being stymied by that little side pull crimp. Dylan Safari trying to keep calm in the big sloper layback on M2. Reaching casually, getting the bump. So long as he can keep it together in these last couple moves, he could probably be a guaranteed top, but he's got to make sure he gets solid compression and doesn't rush both hands. And it looks like he's going to have this. Excellent top from Dylan Safari on problem number 2. Things are looking good over on problem number 4. Excellent work from Benjamin. Manages to knock out that top. He's going to be happy about that. Hopefully a good boost of confidence as he goes into problem number 5, which is a widowmaker of a problem. And as soon as it started, just off camera, we're starting to see the setters come out and start to tear down all the little pieces of these problems. When the climbing's done for us, the setting starts all over again for them. They were setting yesterday and last night, and of course today they have to be here to watch all of the climbers and start to figure out the level of competition so they can accurately set for tomorrow. They never get a chance to rest. So huge thanks to all of the setters. Mentioned them by name before, but there's no reason we can't thank them again. Big part of Canada, who is the chief setter for the Boulder component of this competition, and he's being assisted by Christian Carreras of Chile. Some other setters that you see here today will be, or see here over the week, will be Brett Johnson from the United States. He is chiefing the difficulty component of the comp, and he's assisted by, Christian Carreras is assisting for the difficulty component. Antonio Moya is the assistant chief setter for the Boulder, and he's from Argentina. Some other setters are Selena Wong, Laurie, Matthew, Yairo, Nick, Andrew, Oscar, Juan, Caleb, Kyle, Loic. All thanks to those guys who are all national level setters in training. And of course to Chris Danielson, who is here not as the head route setter, but as the coordinator for the event. There's a lot of route setting to coordinate, and of course he's the expert counselor, helping all these guys sort out what to do with his decades of experience of route setting, and doing a lot to help out the crew. So thanks to all the setters for all their work. It has clearly paid off with some excellent climbing today, and it's only day 1, so this event promises a lot more. Alejandro running it down with only 14 seconds left on the timer, but excellent effort. Why not? And with that, we're down to 3 problems. On problem number 3 from the United States is Timothy Kang. Tosh Shirkat on men's 4, and Juan Sebastian Mendoza Riaño of Colombia on problem number 5. Last problem of the day. It's been an interesting day as results have really, in some cases, been what we've expected, in some cases some upsets, in some cases some letdowns. Really interesting setting, starting out with some really harsh crimps for the men and ending with another really intimidating slab for the boys, with lots of burly climbs sandwiched in between. Mental fortitude was certainly an important part of today, as well as physical endurance for both the men and the women. But those who made it through will be rewarded with semifinals, where they get a chance to fight for the finals round on Wednesday, where somebody's going to be champion, or somebody's going to be named champion, Pan American champion.
Sports action.
And all that work will be worth it. Tosh Shirkat looks like he's about to nail a top on men's 4, and Tim Kang looking good on number 3. Tosh gets 1, Tim gets 1, Tosh gets 2. Can Tim get 2 hands? And he does. 2 tops for the boys from